Something a bit different on the channel today. We have an affordable home, or at least one that's been marketed as such by the Fardella Bell TikTok channel. And it's a 3-bed, 2-story, semi-detached house in England. And you can buy a 50% share of this for £159,000. I'll leave it up to you guys to decide whether this is good value or not. But on the outside, very unusual windows in that they're pulled all the way forward. Ordinarily, traditionally, there's a cavity wall, the window sort of slots in the middle, so it's kind of set back from the outside and set back from the inside. I'm not entirely sure how this is working or why they've chosen to do that. You know, straightforward, unremarkable, but, you know, it seems to have decent quality brickwork going on. You can see all those windows are quite close to the front face of the brick. They've got this secure storage box here for deliveries when you're out of the house, and they've got a nice sheltered area at the front door so you can fumble for your keys when it's raining and not get soaked. I like that idea. And there's a nice wooden screen. Yeah, there's the hallway and the stairs are off to the side. I like going on about the fact that your stairs shouldn't face you as soon as you come through the front door of your house, but that's really if you're spending megabucks designing a bespoke home for yourself. In a modest house like this, you know, fine, let's keep going. Fairly straightforward Stelrad radiators. I've used those myself. Black kitchens. They're all over the place now. I don't know who started this trend or why it's proving popular, but in this house they say you can have a choice of the kitchen at the front or at the back, so the plumbing must be in for both of those things. And I know working with property developers, they hate giving choices to people about their bathroom locations and kitchen locations. They want that locked in and not give people the option to change locations. That's unusual for property developers to do this. This room is the loo-tility. It's a portmanteau of loo, bathroom, and utility. I'm not entirely sure how this works. What happens if you need to wash the clothes and someone's on the toilet? Fair enough. They're obviously cramming spaces together to make this work for the money. And we've got a bit of storage under the stairs. And this, I presume, is the living area. Be nice to see how this would work with some furniture in it. And the back garden, again, fairly basic. It must be cut into a hill. That's a large retaining structure there. And you get a shed thrown in by the developers. You get a tiny bit of grass, some steps, and this. And I know I've picked up another developer in the past because they've had steps immediately outside a patio door, and if it pours with the rain, you know, the water could run into the house. But in reality, that's so unlikely to happen. You've got gravel here as a soakaway, and I'm guessing someone somewhere must have put in a gully drain right in front of that patio door. Nice timber screen there, nice detail, like that. This is a 70s style handrail, and I've seen these coming back, and I think it's because older clients feel more comfortable with a chunkier handrail, and that's fair enough. And also the regs now require us to have space at top and bottom for the future installation of a chairlift, so something a bit more substantial. The entrance hallways are sort of odd geometry. You can see you've got a door here at a funny angle, another door at a funny angle. That's a sure sign people are squeezing in as much space as they possibly can. Grey carpet. Why does everyone do grey carpet? And again, there's an entire estate full of these things. I'm not entirely sure I'm a fan of glass in a bedroom that comes right the way down to the floor. There's privacy issues with that, and then there's cleaning it. There's people accidentally pushing furniture up against it. And of course, it deprives you of some of the wall space that you might otherwise be able to use. So I think a window in a bedroom should really probably just be halfway up the wall. So you can see this I think is the master bedroom, and this is where they get probably a little bit too clever for their own good. Again, we've got a window that goes all the way down to the ground, and you can see how it's been set right out against the front face of the brickwork. Very unusual. I wonder why they've done that. Now, this is a dressing room with 2 windows, including a full height one, probably opposite the window in the house over there. And I'm thinking you should have had at least blinds, probably some sort of privacy film stuck to the inside of that. If you're going to have a dressing room where people actually take their clothes off and not give the neighbours a show, would have been a fairly simple idea to implement. And again, sliding door. And this is where things get a bit strange. You slide the door the other way, you've got this recess for the TV. You plug your TV in there, mounted on the wall. And then over here on the left, another sliding door where you go into the ensuite bathroom. So they've got an ensuite shower room, you know, that's great. But if you slide that door across while someone's watching telly, it deprives them of the view of the telly. So yeah, it's kind of clever and avoids doors being swung, but you can see they are scraping every last square inch of space out of that. And they've been clever with the layout, don't get me wrong. Someone sweated this and worked hard to get it to function, you know, and comply with the regs and all the other things they have to do. On balance, I like it. For what it is, it's pretty good. It's been thoughtful. Someone sat down and thought it through. I'd like to know why they chose to specify those windows. I like the entrance where you have a bit of shelter, the sense of arrival for a fairly basic, entry-level house, pretty good. You've got this nicely designed timber screen on one side, you've got the kitchen near the front door. That's where I would put it, personally, because you spend so much time in your kitchen. But you're disconnected from the living space. And if you've got 3 bedrooms, you're going to potentially have 6 people in that house. So you're going to have to squeeze in a dining table and also living space, sofas, chairs, TV, all the rest of it. I'm not convinced that's the best possible layout, but hey-ho, it is what it is. And this hallway seems quite generous, but then you realize they've had to squeeze in quite a lot of space. A door there for the bedroom, store, bathroom, other bedroom, third bedroom. So these are about as tight as the building regs will allow, I'm guessing. But I digress. This is what happens when you start designing homes on a tight budget, on tight sites with limited space. Very chunky, very, very decently chunky frames, but they're set all the way out beyond the cavity. I'm guessing that's to maximize internal space. And, fairly basic fittings in the bathrooms. For £159,000 for a 50% share of this house, I don't know if that represents good value. It's in the north of England somewhere. Let me know in the comments what you think about that one.